All right, so good morning, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining for today's post industry immersion experience. Hope that everyone is okay. So, may I see your reaction by using the react button on this MS Teams? So, just send your reaction and how you feeling today. All right, so seeing people here. So, we are in love and say wow. So, thank you so much for reacting. So this would be very quick and it's a more on a comprehensive sharing of experience because last June 24 to 22 to 25, so we're able to join the 15th immersion program by the industry. Before we start, let's take this moment of silence and prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Dear God, we know that you are with us this morning. Bless us so that we may scientifically apply our learnings, skills, tactics, and discernment as we collectively find optimal solutions to challenges and concerns that confront us. Help us to be considerate, compassionate, and mindful of each other as we strive to accomplish our common objectives, to build and develop LPU Davao as a school that we pray you bless so it will last for generations to come. We'll be true to Laurelian values, be faithful to our credo. Quod Deo et Patria, Veritas et Fortitudo. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, so I'll be giving the rationale of today's program. So this is for everyone, so that we can share because we cannot bring every student to a certain industry because they cannot afford to have that. However, in the near future, we'll have a tour, but the immersion is most likely, when you say immersion, is more on understanding what they are doing and what are the culture inside the company. Okay, for the first year, so you will experience that one on your probably third year or fourth year. So you will have your subjects. So you have your subjects on seminars and field trips. All right. So once again, the rationale is more about as part of our vision to be an industry-driven university. So we're able to do also learning outside the campus by learning it in the industry. So we had an opportunity to join the immersion at Cebu. So it's a Japanese company. So we're in a factory of many things that we are using. Example, the camera that you're using in your iPhone, and the IC, the protection for your battery. So those are some products that they are handling. They also have products for parts of an aircraft. So those are some of their products, especially they are also manufacturing USB-C connector. Okay, so everyone is using that. So we're able to immerse also in that area. So for today, so France has the opportunity to immerse there. So I asked him to share his experience in the perspective of a student. But before that, we'd like to play a video wherein you will um, have an idea what's the company all about.
We were founded in 1951 as the first company. A variety of products enrich our lives, indispensable for enhancing functionality, ensuring security, and providing ease of use are Minebea Mitsumi's high-quality components. With our advanced manufacturing technologies, Minebea Mitsumi is contributing to society by supplying an extensive range of components across the globe. We were founded in 1951 as the first company in Japan to manufacture miniature ball bearings. Over the course of our history spanning more than 70 years, the Minebea Mitsumi Group has achieved growth both organically through proprietary technological innovations and M&A, while expanding the scope of our businesses to motors, sensors, analog semiconductors, optical devices, and access products. Our 8 Spears core businesses are centered on the integration of our 10 core technologies. We continue to grow and evolve as an integrated precision components manufacturer, leading in niche sectors around the globe. We are creating new value, unparalleled in the world, through our proven technological capabilities, applying ultra-precision machining and mass production technologies to manufacture a range of diverse components. From ball bearings with a monthly output of 250 million units to numerous other products, we have achieved the top global market share in a variety of fields. We've set our sights high and are aiming for net sales of 2.5 trillion yen and operating income of 250 billion yen, and will still strive to achieve further growth. Our 100,000 group employees, with diverse backgrounds in 28 countries, share a singular passion for manufacturing to deliver high-quality components to people worldwide. To further accelerate this growth, we are engaged in solving social issues as the third pillar of our business. We've strengthened research and development at R&D centers at our Karuizawa head office in Osaka, Europe, and China. To reduce CO2 emissions globally, we are developing exceptionally environmentally friendly products and creating new products and value to solve our critical social issues. In addition, we are also taking on the challenge of achieving carbon neutrality at our manufacturing facilities. To realize manufacturing activities through in-house power generation, we are constructing new large-scale solar power generation facilities at our factories in Thailand, the Philippines, Cambodia, and Japan. In 2023, we opened Tokyo Cross Tech Garden as the cornerstone of Minebea Mitsumi's growth strategy. Our new site is aimed at making our core businesses and 8 Spears more resilient by encouraging proactive exchanges among our group's employees, across departments and divisions, and integrating our diverse resources of people and expertise. Additionally, we opened the Cross Tech Museum to commemorate Minebea Mitsumi's 100 years of manufacturing and pave the way for the future. By offering a place where children can learn in an enjoyable way, by envisioning the role of our components and experiencing our technologies, we seek to inspire children with dreams of a future in Japan's manufacturing sector. Enriching the lives of people around the world, Minebea Mitsumi remains committed to sustainable growth. We will continue evolving toward the future.
All right, so that's all about the industry that we're able to immerse last week. Right, so to formally start, we call it, would like to call Mr. Franz Rafi Masala to share with us his experience. He is a third year Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. A virtual round of applause, please.
Hello, so good day everyone. So, thank you kay nagpasok kayo sa seminar, no? So, first of all, I would like to say sorry kasi wala akong presentation for this. It is because I can't provide pictures kung ano ang mga nangyari doon as they stated it is confidential. So I will just share it via audio na lang. So formally start. So today I will be sharing my experience during our industry immersion at Minebeya Mitsumi. As engineering students, we usually learn theories, formulas, and different. Sorry, sorry. Am I audible ba? Or lakas sa sobra ang mic, Dean?
Okay lang, yeah.
Okay lang. Okay po. So again, we usually learn theories, formulas, and different concepts inside the classroom. However, during this immersion, we were given the opportunity to witness how those concepts are actually applied in a real manufacturing company. So, although we stayed at the company for 1 week, our actual company tour lasted for, I think it was 3 days na nagbalin-balin mi og different divisions because for the fourth day, it's mostly of the reflection. And then even within those 3 days, I learned many things. So not only about engineering and manufacturing, but also about professionalism, discipline, and the working environment inside a global company. So I would like to share with you what we experienced during each day and lessons I personally learned from them. So in day one, our first day started with our arrival at the company. So the very first thing we did was to surrender our gadgets. So yes, if didto't mag-work pohon, need jud i-surrender ang ato ang gadgets. But in our case, katong nag-immerse mi didto, they let us use our phone but only at the conference room. But when we started going to their laboratories, they did tawag dito, they didn't let us use our phone and then we surrendered it to them. So after everyone settled down, we attended the orientation program. So during the orientation, one of the speakers jokingly said that our company has a good restroom, but the best part is our canteen. So honestly, everyone laughed when we heard that. So we thought it was simply a joke to make us feel comfortable. But after touring the company, I realized they were actually serious. Okay, imagine if bago pa magsulod, syempre, usually they will market kung unsa kagwapo ang ilahang laboratories and everything. But sila yung parang nagkaiba doon kasi kitsa ba yung mag-ingon nga kan i-flex nila ilahang canteen, di ba? Just to dito. Tatlo yung canteen nila. I mean, so far, tatlo yung napuntahan namin. And then, different canteens offers different kind of food. But it was on the bento side. If nakakain na kayo ng mga bento from Japanese restaurants, ganyan yung in-offer nila doon. And then, it is cheap. It is not, hindi siya mahal. So, the food was affordable, the servings were generous, and the first serving of rice was free. Yes, it is free. So what surprised me the most was that the free rice was almost equivalent to two normal scoops. So kung sa atin, yung isang scoop sa atin, how much siya ba? 20? 15? Then maliit lang sa kanila, yung free scoop sa kanila is equivalent of two scoops. So since we walked around such a huge company, having affordable meals was definitely something we appreciated. We were also able to visit around three different canteens, yes, as I stated earlier, because the company itself is enormous. So Nibeya Mitsumi occupies around 28 hectares. So moving from one department to another sometimes required riding company vehicles. So during the tour, taga-balhin-balhin na mo og division dito. They call it division. Okay. We usually rode the company van. So Seeing how large the company was made me realize that manufacturing companies don't only consist of one building, so they are like small communities where different departments work together to produce one final product. Our first technical stop was the precision tooling division. So before visiting this department, I honestly didn't know much about tooling. I thought manufacturing simply involves putting materials into machines and producing products. However, they explained that before the product can even be manufactured, engineers first need to create highly accurate tooling and layouts. So they showed us how they make layouts for press molding machines using I can't disclose this, but they are using electrical voltage during certain processes to achieve very precise results. So I think we are all aware naman kung there are a lot of different cutting methods, no? So there are, for example, pinaka-basic siguro is maggamit tayo ng sewing machine, jigsaw, or if more on the high-end side now, we will use water, if alam nyo yun. But sa Mitsumi, they use electric voltage to precisely cut their materials. So listening to their explanation made me appreciate how much preparation happens before the actual production even starts. Every measurement matters because even a very small mistake could affect thousands of products later on. So after that, we proceed to another building where the molding process takes place. Before entering, we were instructed to wear complete clean room laboratory gowns. We also had to pass through an air shower before entering the laboratory. So at first, I thought the air shower was just part of the experience, but the engineers explained that even the smallest dust particle could contaminate their products. So that explanation immediately changed my perspective. Something we normally ignore, like dust, could actually damage electronic components worth thousands or even millions of pesos. So, inside the clean room, we observed how molded plastics components are assembled. So, everything inside was very organized. Every employee knew exactly what they were supposed to do, and every movement followed strict procedures. So just to give you something to imagine kung what is a clean room laboratory, what is their clean room laboratory gown. I think familiar man mo siguro og kanang mga K-dramas, no? Kanang kakita naman siguro mo og kanang mga more on the hospital side gani sa K-drama na naga ano sila na naga tawag ani how to say this. Uh, Naga-operate sa operating room. It's closely to that, no? So watching them work made me realize that manufacturing isn't simply about producing products quickly. It's about producing product consistently sorry, while maintaining high quality. Our next stop was the sewage treatment facility. So to be honest, I didn't expect this part to be interesting. But surprisingly, it was. Kasi ano man naman makikita mo sa sewage, ano 'di ba? Like, it's just more on the recycling part. So they demonstrated how wastewater from the factory goes through several filtration process before it is released or recycled. The funniest part for me was seeing how clean their drainage canals were. I even remembered jokingly to myself, even their canals are cleaner than some rivers. Sky, I think nakakita naman siguro mo og kanang mga memes sa FB that the Japanese sewage canals are clean kanang murag mabuhi ang mga koi fish ba. So I think mythbuster na siya sa ako, kay nakita na ko siya personally kung unsa di siya kalimpyo. So it showed that environmental responsibility is also an important part of their company culture. So another thing I really liked was the facilities available for employees. So just outside the company, they have their own grocery store, chapel, and recreation center. What I found especially convenient was that employees could simply use their company ID to purchase groceries and meals inside the company. Small conveniences like this may seem simple, but I think they contribute a lot to employee satisfaction. Kay for example, sa ato, kunyari, this week, isa say cash basis. So this week, wala na kay kwarta, so di na po kakaon, di ba? But sa ilang company, kahit wala kay cash dala mo trabaho, mabuhi ka. No? So finally, to end the first day, the company treated us to a dinner. It was relaxing way to end very informative day, and everyone had a chance to talk about the things that impressed us the most. So looking back, my biggest takeaway from day one wasn't just the technology, it was discipline. So every department had standards, every employee followed procedures, every process had a purpose. That made me realize that engineering isn't only about intelligence, it is also about discipline, responsibility, and attention to detail. So that's it for day one. So for day two, if I had to choose my favorite day, it would definitely be day two. So our first destination was the Material Science Laboratory, or simply MSL. This laboratory focuses on analyzing contaminants found in their products. Before visiting this laboratory, I honestly thought quality inspection only involves checking whether a product looked good. I didn't know that engineers could analyze contaminants at a microscopic level. So, inside the laboratory, they showed us different instruments used to examine materials. Even an extremely tiny dust particles could be analyzed to determine where it came from. Sorry. Once they identify the contaminant, they investigate its source and develop ways to prevent the same problem from happening again. So this was probably one of the most eye-opening experience during our immersion. So it taught me that quality control isn't simply about rejecting defective products. It's about finding the root cause of the problem and continuously improving the manufacturing process. So after the laboratory visit, we proceed to the Monolithic Integrated Circuit Division, or the MIC. It is more on the semiconductor na, no, na part. So this was another moment that amazed me. So they manufacture micro integrated circuits, commonly called micro ICs. So they showed us the finished products. I honestly couldn't believe how small they were. The labels and identification codes were so tiny that you needed a microscope just to read them. At that moment, I realized that how advanced modern electronics manufacturing has become. Something so small can actually power devices that we use every day. Although this experience, although this day was exciting, it was also physically tiring because we repeatedly changed into clean room gowns before entering different laboratories. It is because every division has its own clean room gown. So every time na mag-change mi og laboratories, mag-change pud mi og kanang clean room gowns. So, however, after seeing how sensitive the product were, I completely understood why those strict procedures were necessary. My biggest lesson from day two was realizing how much precision is required in engineering. Sometimes we think engineering is all about calculations, but after visiting these laboratories, I realized that patience, accuracy, and consistency are equally important. So the third day was our final day inside the company. but technically it was not. It is more like the last day of the tour. So personally, this was one of the most inspiring parts of the tour. Instead of focusing on the product manufacturing, they showed us how engineers actually develop the machines used inside the factory. I was surprised to learn that many of the machines used throughout their production lines were designed and built by their own engineers. So, wala sila nagapalit outside. But yes, na yung mga na yung mga machines nga gipalit nila third parties, but most of the things inside there, the machines, from the sensors, from the simple things, even at the convenience na kay ilaha jud tanan. So rather than purchasing everything from outside suppliers, they continuously improve and customize their own equipment. So that showed me how creative engineering can be. Engineers don't simply solve existing problems. Sometimes they create complete new solutions. The company also shared valuable information about becoming an engineer. Sorry. They explained that newly hired engineers undergo 6 months of training before they officially deployed. What I like most was the trainees are already paid during this period. So even though 6 months in progress pa ka, paid na ka as regular employees. So syempre, di man siguro ta malihok tanan if walay kwarta. So, good news thing for those people na malihok if may pera. So this shows that the company values learning and believes that investing in employee development leads to better performance in the future. Another lesson they emphasized was flexibility. Just because someone graduates from mechanical engineering or electronics engineering or another field like me, I am a computer engineering student. So it doesn't automatically mean that they will only work in that specific department. So depending on the company's needs, engineers may be assigned to different responsibilities. Because of this, they encourage us to continue learning beyond college to become adaptable professionals. So I think this advice is very relevant to us students. Technology changes quickly, industries continue to evolve. So if we stop learning after graduation, we will eventually be left behind. Kasi sa 'di ba yan yung problema currently, lalo na for computer engineering students, I know, sorry, graduates. It is because every year change ang technologies. So, kailangan din mag-apas sa mga fresh graduates sa needs sa company. So, overall, this immersion gave me a much better understanding of what engineering looks like in the real world. So, before joining this immersion, I mostly viewed engineering as solving problems inside classrooms or laboratories. But after visiting Minibeya Mitsumi, I realized that engineering is much bigger than that. It involves teamwork, it involves discipline, it involves continuous improvement. And most importantly, it involves responsibility because even the smallest mistake can affect product quality, customer safety, and the company's reputation. This immersion also made me appreciate our engineering subjects more. Why? Because sometimes we ask ourselves why we have to study certain topics or why our professors emphasize accuracy so much. So same po sa akong mga na-experience, isa man jud ko sa mga estudyante nga ako sa mo reklamo nga nganong malion man na nga sakto man ang akong answer pero ang nakabutang di ay sa tawag ani sa general instructions kay dapat i-encircle ang answer. Ang akong gibutang na nako ang letter before the number. So, syempre, mali jud siya. So, after seeing the actual manufacturing process, I finally understood that those lessons are preparing us for real situations where precision truly matters. Lastly, this experience inspired me to continue improving myself, not only academically, but also personally. I realized that becoming a good engineer isn't only about getting high grades. It's also about developing good work ethics, being adaptable, communicating effectively, and never stopping the desire to learn. I am truly grateful to Minibeya Mitsumi for giving us the opportunity to experience their workplace and for sharing their knowledge with us. I also hope that one day after graduating, I can apply the lessons I learned during this immersion in my own engineering career. So that concludes on my part. So thank you everyone for listening, and I hope you learned something from my experience. So have a great day.
Thank you, Franz, for sharing your wonderful experience. At this juncture, you may ask if you have some questions. Feel free to ask. Just raise your hand and open your microphone. Okay, let's wait for the people. Maybe they have clarification or questions. Okay, so if you ask what are the engineering no na sa Minibea. So I'm quite surprised most numbered engineers there are industrial engineers. Okay? So sila ang pinakadaghang population around uh, more than
Just I think
100
over
IA.
100 diba. Yes.
So
And then I think it was the population. I think I forgot to mention that the population of Minibeya Mitsumi is 20K people, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right, Dean?
yes,
20,
20,000 around Cebu. They have two factories in Cebu.
yeah,
So to some
one
it's
in
20,000.
Lanao and one in Naga.
Yes. Okay.
And then,
So,
yeah, sure. Go ahead, Dean. Sorry.
so most likely, for example, if you want to work in a laboratory, so any engineering discipline can work there. So, because the thing that you've learned in the general engineering subjects, those are general engineering, you can apply it naman. So, yeah. So, for example, if you're aircraft or aeronautical, so they have also factory, no, that the also design parts of the aircraft. So sabi nga nila, if they magsakay sila ng eroplano, so they are confident because some of the parts in our airplane daw, okay, they manufacture it. So they niagi siya of good quality. So it's a Japanese company, so we're in yeah very strict to it comes to compliance. So do you have any questions or just thoughts for today? Okay, so if you have a question like how about the other student? Can you? Yes, we will open no whatever companies that um needs a student to be immersed. Actually, before the immersion is for the faculty only, but they open it with the student this time. So yeah, just be ready and everyone, if you have some, if you have time to get your passport as soon as possible. So just be ready by yourself so that we can explore whatever opportunity we have at LPU Davao. So we will explore that one. Okay. So I believe that would be all for today. So it's already 12 noon and it's time for you to eat your lunch. So thank you so much for your time. And just a quick reminder that this week is your final exam. So kindly check your exam schedule through your email. So it has been emailed to you, the schedule. And if you cannot take the exam, feel free to contact your instructor because it's already final. So most of the time that you cannot find your instructor during summer break. So however, July 8th is our last no, last duty for the faculty. So make sure to comply everything, okay? Specifically whatever requirements. Okay, I'll stop the recording.